Hello, this is Mike Peters from The Alarm. You're listening to Six Towns Radio.
6TR, the bright side of Staffordshire.
Okay, it's Friday afternoon and I'm going over to the telephone right now to chat to a very, very special guest. We've got Mike Peters on the line. Hello, Mike. How are you doing this afternoon?
Hey, great to be here today.
Great to be where? Where are you?
Live on the radio.
What a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we've got you on the line today to talk about the new track, In the Poppy Fields. It's taken from the CD-DVD box set that was recorded at the Millennium Centre last year. But it's a song that you wrote quite a long time ago now.
Yeah, we first saw the light of day in 2003 when I was creating a new alarm music for the first time in a long time, and it was gave its name to a collection called In the Poppy Fields, which was a lot of new music, 5 albums worth of new music, but it sort of paved the way for the modern era of the band because it also gave the song 45 RPM to the world, and we released that sort of infamously as another band called the Poppy Fields.
I remember.
It's been and you know the Poppy's been around with associated with the Alarm since the band began. So it's something that's been part of our history all the way through the group. And when we played at the Millennium Centre last year, it was the biggest gig in the band's career in many years, and that song was the centrepiece of the event. We played the song with a full orchestra, 2 choirs. We had poppies falling from the sky, hence the album and CD that's out, and it was a massive moment, all encapsulated in those few seconds it takes to play the song. Gave its name to the DVD, and we felt it was appropriate as soon as the record was coming out around Armistice Day time that the Poppy Fields, with its tagline of "In the Poppy Fields I Remember," seemed quite apt. You know, we've all been touched by events. We're all here because of the events of the First and Second World War, so it's a chance to extend the theme behind the song into the memorial for those who've created the future we now live in.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, it has been big news, but it's been overshadowed recently, Armistice Day, about the FIFA ruling that the England and Scotland teams couldn't wear poppies on the shirts as well, which was quite bizarre. But let's hope
they play in the poppy fields as they walk out onto the pitch, and England and Scotland are wearing poppies on the shirts.
Yeah, that'd be quite a British thing. England versus Scotland with a Welsh song.
It'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was going to say about the gig up there with some of the biggest shows you've done last year, and you've just described it perfectly. It was quite a moment, and you're going back on tour to celebrate another anniversary, the 25th of Gathering. It's been rescheduled now. It's going to be is it in February now? Or
January? Yeah, the Gathering takes place as originally planned and has been promoted. It's 3rd, 4th and 5th of February in Llandudno, North Wales. It's just moved up venue because the original venue we were planning for sold out, and we were able to negotiate to use a bigger space, the arena in there, so it'll be a much bigger gig, and the tickets went on sale again last week and a big fly-in, and I think everyone wants to come and celebrate what the band's all about today.
Yeah,
and be part of what's going on. We had to move our dates for this year, next year, so we're actually on tour in Britain in May. And that's due to the fact that my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, so I've got to be with her while she's enjoying the chemotherapy and the radiation, and looking after the family and the children. And so while I'm at home and I've got time on my hands, I'm recording a new record, so that will all come out in 2017. So
wow.
we sort of hit an anniversary, but we're looking forward at the same time. So it'll be an exciting time, I'm sure. It'll be a release because it's been a tough couple of years. I relapsed with leukemia last year. My wife got diagnosed with breast cancer this year. So you'd think that was all we talked about in our house is cancer, but it's not. We talk mostly about the future because we know that as I'm coming through it, Jules will come through it too, and we want to celebrate life with our fans by getting back to making music and using that as our vehicle of expression and to celebrate all the joys that we have in life.
Yeah, and I suppose that spurred you on more as well, having that, hardship behind you as well.
Well, absolutely. I've just come back with my wife. We both went to Paris to the World Cancer Congress. I've been sucked into this whole world of that goes with having cancer and trying to do something about it, trying to make the world a better place, maybe spread the word that and help others have a better journey through cancer when they're diagnosed themselves. And I gave a speech this weekend, and I've been invited to talk at the Kilimanjaro Nepal International Cancer Conference. I've been invited to Malaysia to speak, because I brought my music into my story, and I wouldn't have got through cancer as easily if it wasn't for the music and the fact that I kept trying to get up out of hospital and go and play music while I was having chemotherapy, and that's people can relate to that story. People, see. They want, our point is to try and encourage people to not feel ill through cancer, but to live with it, live through it, carry on. Don't let it take anything away from you. Don't let it take any time that you want to spend with your children. Don't let it take that time from walking in the mountains if you want to that weekend.
Yeah.
But just to make, stay positive, stay healthy, and work your way through it with your friends and family behind you, and with all the love, hope, and strength you get from them.
Yeah.
And try and maintain who you are, because cancer tries to destroy you as an individual. It takes your hair away. It makes you lose weight, makes you feel ill. It's a very nasty environment to be part of, and there are ways to combat it. And the main armour is to stay strong mentally, I believe.
Yeah, and have goals as well, like you said. Just with you, it's going to be making new music, touring more, and everything like that. So. Yeah, as much as like
make the most of life. It's only a short life, as the cliche goes. And as we have children and we grow older in life, it goes by faster and faster. So I think it's important, and cancer's taught me to really embrace life, to be thankful for what we have and to what we have right now, not what we don't have and what we hope to have, but just to make the most of what is actually around you right now, in your house, in your pocket, in your community, on your doorstep. Make the most of it, all of that, and that will stand you in good stead, especially if you're having to walk through a cancer journey.
Yeah. Well, you've had a brilliant career, Mike. It's fair to say some of the people you've worked with and the Alarm themselves. I can remember when they first came out, they were a bit of a breath of fresh air to a lot of people, because the charts were very similar in essence. It was quite a lot of electronica and that sort of pop music, and then you came along and blew the cobwebs out a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. We had the spiky hair and acoustic guitars amplified, so you could hear their internal sound, and we're passionate about what we do. And we were part of a generation of bands that were kind of at the similar time, U2 and Big Country, the Waterboys, and there was a freshness about what we do. And I think it's like you say, it's similar now. There's a lot of pop music dominating. It's very vibrant. I hear it all the time in my car. I've got 2 kids, 9 and 12, and they listen to pop radio all day long, and there's some great music. And I do think rock music has become a little bit stale of late. I don't think anyone's really come along with that electrifying anthem that makes us stop in our tracks, and they've got that swagger and attitude and the clothes and the guitar that's fresh. Rock music's a little bit in the dark at the moment, and so hopefully it'll come busting forward. And that's what the kind of music I'm trying to make right now is music that reflects where I am in life. I'm fighting fit. I'm trying to care for my wife. I'm encouraging her to come through a cancer journey. I'm trying to inspire her and encourage her every day. And she's being amazing. She's uplifting me with the way she's a real heroine to me, even more so. And I've been married to her for 28 years, and she's amazing me at how she goes out every day, walks 5 miles. She's having far more intensive chemotherapy than I ever had. She's fighting and doing everything she can to keep her hair and hold on to her womanhood and her dignity, and it's really inspiring. hopefully that'll come out in the music and mean that when you hear music from Mike Peters and the Alarm in 2017, it'll sound as fresh as it did when we first burst upon the scene in 1983.
I hope so. I believe so, should I say.
I do too.
Because, like you mentioned earlier on, you've sold out these gigs and you've had to move to bigger venues. It's just a great testament to, what you've done and what you're doing.
Yeah, look, we've never been the biggest band on the planet. We never reached that stadium status, like some of our contemporaries did, like U2 and Simple Minds. But we've got a really strong audience right across the world. Mm-hmm. And wherever I take the songs, there's an audience that turns up to see it. And that's an amazing testament in this day and age. Yeah. I've got to sing with Bono on many occasions, and with Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen and Neil Young. And it's been an incredibly enlightening journey I've been on with my music, and we're still relevant. We get offered to play 80s tour, nostalgia tours, and they're great, but that's not for us. That's for others who live still in that decade. We've moved on. Every decade, something fresh has been happening around the band. We've had to survive some lineup changes. I don't want to present us as just 1983 Alarm, because that's not what we are. We're modern, breathing, challenging rock and roll band right now, today in 2016, heading into 17, and that's what we want to reflect in our music. And I think our audience are relating to that. They like where we come from, but they don't want to live there. They want to celebrate who they are as individuals. And all my fans are going through things that I'm having to live with every day, as we were when we were kids in 1983, and we were just coming out of college and trying to establish ourselves in life. Now we're trying to hang on to the things we love and that are dear to us, and we want to cherish them and value them, and still make a contribution to society, and that's hopefully reflected in the music, and that's why people still can relate to it, and they want to turn up and hear what we've got to say and what's coming out of the turntables today on our records. And so it's been to see the gigs selling out, even the May dates, some of them sold out already, Glasgow and things like that. And so it's going to be an exciting time to come and see the band. There's nothing better than turning up to see your favourite band and it's packed to the roof, and there's a real buzz before the band hit the stage. And I know we're going to deliver. And, I know the new music, I've already played some of it live earlier in the year, and I can't wait to get out there with it when people actually know it and can play it in their homes, in their cars, and be part of their lives. So even this year we got to play Glastonbury for the first time. It was amazing. Yeah. It was a storming gig, and there were a lot of fans there. We played big tour with the Stranglers, and we made a lot of great friends with their audience, and it's all good. I
love your passion, Mike, and you've answered about 5 of my questions in that speech there.
Well, there you go. Shut him up now, innit?
But the one thing you did touch on, which I have got as a question, is you've shared a stage, like you said, with Bono, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Springsteen, etc. Was there anyone you were really in awe of being on stage? I know being a performer yourself, you've got that credibility.
Yeah, all of them really. Just meeting Bruce Springsteen and going on stage with him, it was even when I was on stage with him, it was awesome. It's an overused word, but he just struck a chord, and he lets it hang in the air. It just keeps going, and it sustains. And I think every musician on the stage raises their game. You want to be at your best alongside Springsteen, and he called me to the mic to sing with him. I was like, wow. And I went for a note above him, and he was like, cool, good note. And I think that's what he does. And I think ultimately that's how you try to be yourself then. It's like a football analogy. You can't walk out on the pitch and expect the game to happen around you. You've got to influence the game and make it happen. And it's 90 minutes, and the moment you cross the line, it's full on. And that's how I am with my music. When I go on stage, it's full on. Yeah. And I give it everything I've got, and I don't want to leave anything behind in the dressing room. And meeting Bruce and seeing how he was just reinforced everything about why I got into music in the first place.
Yeah. Well, it's been great having you on the show. Finally, we got you on, Mike Peters. Yeah. You take care, man. Enjoy the gigs. And
I will. Thanks for all the support and the dedication. Really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.